Most recruiting agencies don't lose because they're bad at recruiting. They lose because too much of the day gets eaten by manual work. The recruiters are great with people, the clients need hires, but inside the agency, there are problems everywhere. In this video, I want to walk through 5 big problems I keep seeing in recruiting agencies and how simple, realistic AI systems, the kind that I actually build, can fix them. No hype, no AI will replace recruiters, just here's where you're wasting time and here's a system that can quietly handle it. Now, let's get into it. Quick intro if we haven't met. I'm Mavin Munawar, 16-year-old founder of Morvix AI. I built something I call the RECRUITFLOW AI, a set of automation modules that help recruiting agencies save 20 plus hours a week on the boring stuff. It includes a follow up engine, interview scheduling engine, reporting engine, resume screening engine, and sourcing engine. I'm going to use these modules as concrete examples when we talk about these problems, so you can see exactly how they're solved in real life. Problem number 1. Follow ups are a mess. If you're honest, you probably feel this one. Recruiters are chasing candidates who ghosted, trying to remember which client needs an update, setting random reminders in the calendar, and digging through old email threads. Some candidates never get nudged again. Some clients don't hear from you when they expect an update. Warm interest just quietly dies. And none of that is because your recruiters are lazy. It's because your follow up system is basically I'll remember. This is exactly what our follow up engine module is for. We don't replace your recruiters, we just make sure nobody gets forgotten, emails get sent on time, and your team doesn't have to do it manually every single time. Here's how it works in simple terms. We plug into the tool you already use, your email, your CRM, or your ATS. We set up smart sequences for candidates you've spoken to but haven't heard back from, clients who need scheduled check ins. AI helps write personalized follow up messages based on who the person is, what role or assignment it's about, and what was last said. When someone replies, the engine stops for that person. Your recruiter jumps in, then takes over the real conversation. Result? Your recruiters stop spending half the day chasing people, and you stop losing candidates and clients just because nobody remembered to follow up. Problem number 2. Interview scheduling chaos. You know this one. Are, are you free at Tuesday at 3? No. What about Wednesday at 11? That doesn't work for the hiring manager. How about Thursday? Multiply that across candidates to recruiters, recruiters to clients, different time zones, and reschedules. And suddenly you spend hours just playing calendar ping pong. It's boring, it's error prone, and it absolutely doesn't need a human for 90% of it. This is where our interview autopilot module comes in. The idea is simple. Candidates and clients book themselves, and your team doesn't manually suggest time over and over again. Here's what we set up: booking links or embedded schedulers connected to your team's calendar, automated confirmation emails, reminder emails so people don't forget, and easy reschedule options. And even no show up follow ups like, sorry, we missed, here's a link to reschedule if you're still interested. AI can help tweak the wording so messages sound like your brand and not a robot. Your recruiters still decide who to interview, they just don't have to manage the back and forth. Result? Fewer no shows, less confusion, and your team gets hours back every week. Problem number 3. Client reports take forever to write. Clients want to know how many candidates you reached out to, how many interviews happened, and what the pipeline looks like. Totally fair, but what happens inside the agency? Someone exports data from the ATS, someone exports from the CRM or spreadsheets, and then somebody, often a recruiter or accounting manager, spends an hour or more writing a nice, clean, updated email every week for multiple clients. That's a lot of expensive time being used as a copywriter. Our report generator module turns that into a simple system. Here's what we do. We connect the basic data you already have: placements, interviews, pipeline status, outreach activity if available. We define what each client cares about most. Then we use AI to draft a clear, client ready report that might look like a summary of the week in normal language, key metrics like candidates contacted, interviews booked, shortlist or offer status, and any blockers or recommendations. This can be delivered as an email draft your team quickly checks and sends. Or, for some setups, it can go out automatically every Monday. Your team still controls the story. They just start from a 90% done draft instead of a blank page. Results? Clients feel informed and looked after, and your team isn't burning 5 to 10 hours a week writing the same style of updates over and over. Problem number 4: resume screening is slow. You open a role, you get 100, 200, sometimes more applications. Your recruiters then open each resume, scans for skill, years of experience, location, trying to remember what the hiring manager said was important, and sort them into a yes, no, or maybe piles. It's repetitive, it's easy to get wrong when you're tired, and it eats a huge chunk of the day. Our resume screener module gives you a smart first pass. You keep using job descriptions the way you already do. The system simply uses those as a filter. Here's what it does: we connect to where your resume already live, your ATS, or a folder where applications land. For each open role, the system reads the job description that's already in your ATS or in a sheet. Then AI reads every resume for that role and scores candidate against the job, highlights green flags, obvious red flags, and write a short summary. Your recruiter still decides what a good hiring looks like in your agency, makes the final decision, and handle all the candidate conversations. But instead of manually scanning 200 resumes, they can start with the top 20 or 30 that have been ranked and summarized. Results: faster shortlists, less brain numbing screening, and more energy left for the human part of recruiting. Problem number 5: manual candidate sourcing that never ends. For many roles, your team is running the same searches on job boards, filtering results the same way every time, copying profiles into the ATS, and doing this over and over again. It's not that sourcing is unimportant, it's critical, but a lot of the mechanical part is repeatable. Our candidate sourcing module aims to automate that repeatable piece. We don't magically find unicorns, but what we do is help you define saved searches on the job board you already use. Use the right filters for skills, location, and experience. Then we set up automations that pull new matching profiles on the regular basis, normalize key info like name, role, location, and link, and feed them into your CRM, ATS, or Google Sheet for your recruiters. Optionally, this can plug into a resume screener or just go straight to your team for manual review. Result: your recruiters don't spend hours rerunning identical searches. They start from fresh, reorganized candidates each day or each week. And then they do what they're good at: reaching out, qualifying, and building relationships. So, across these 5 problems: follow ups, interview scheduling, client reporting, resume screening, and candidate sourcing, you'll notice something in common. In all of them, the recruiter is still the hero. We are not trying to replace them. We're just pulling out the repetitive, mechanical part of recruiting and giving those to systems that don't get tired or bored. That's what RECRUITFLOW AI actually is: a set of automation modules that sits behind your existing tools and quietly gives your team back 20 plus hours a week. If any of these problems sounded a little too familiar inside your agency, you've got 2 options. Option 1: the DIY route. Start by cleaning up one area, maybe your follow ups or your interview scheduling. On my channel, I already have step by step videos on setting up a free CRM pipeline in HubSpot and sending personalized emails at scale with Mail Meteor. I'll link those below. Option 2: the done for you route. If you'd rather have help, this is exactly what we do at Morvix AI. We start with a quick 15-minute workflow review. You walk me through how things work today, and I'll show you which module or modules I'd start with your agency. How much time would that save you? If it makes sense, we work together. If not, you still walk away with a clear picture of where you're stuck. There's a Calendly link in the description if you want to book that. And if this was helpful, hit subscribe. I'm going to keep sharing real systems and examples for recruiting agencies trying to do more with less chaos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.